Today we're going to be making a doggy shampoo. I've got two dogs and there's a picture of them. Candy is 3 years old and Sandy is 12 years old. I know, Candy and Sandy. We had Sandy and then we got Candy, and Candy came with the name, so we kept it. So we got Candy and Sandy. Anyway, Sandy doesn't have too many problems. She did, but we changed her food early on and she's on a special diet, so she doesn't have a lot of skin issues. Now Candy's a different issue. She's Pekingese, so she's got long hair, and in the summer we keep her in a puppy cut because she's just scratching and itching, and well, you know the drill. So I decided to start looking for a dog shampoo recipe, and Kimberly from Nature's Art, formerly with Nature's Garden, had a great recipe. She said that it worked for her Pomeranian, so I figured, well, why not with mine? So anyway, I've got my oils in here. I'm working with lard today. I'm going to put a link to her site, and you're going to see the exact recipe that she used. The only difference that I made in her recipe is that I added aloe vera, and my olive oil is infused with chamomile tea. That's the only difference in the formula. I followed everything else according to her formula. I am not adding a scent. Be very, very, very careful when you add scents for animals. They do not have the same metabolism as we do, and they do not metabolize fragrances or essential oils the way we do. Tea tree is very toxic to them. So I put a link below on two sites that give you some information on essential oils. I am not scenting this. I don't mind the doggy smell. Doggies are going to smell like doggies. They rather smell like poop anyway, because they love to roll around in it. So I forgot to turn my lights on. There you go. Is that better? Yes, now we can see what we're doing. Anyway, so let's get started. I got everything melted down here. The lye mixture is, it's an oat milk mixture here. And she's got that on her website also. So I'm not going to go into that because you can see yourself, and she's a hoot to watch anyway. I love Kimberly. So anyway, let me go ahead and add the lye. Oh, I almost forgot. I am going to hot process in the microwave. That's our experiment today. I've never done it. ByrdiJean is the master at this, and I'm going to try, and I'm going to put her link down too. I'm going to try to microwave it. So we're going to see what's going to happen. I'm making a very small batch. I'm only making 1 pound, since obviously it's just a trial. I don't want to, waste a lot of oils if I'm going to end up scorching this. So anyway, so let's see. Let's experiment. So I've got my lye here. And I'm not too worried about the temperatures. Number one, I'm not putting any essential oils in here. And also, too, no colorants. And I'm going to hot process anyway. I do want to bring it to a pretty heavy trace. I noticed that she got, some trace on it. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this a little further. Okay, this is taking a little longer to trace because it does have a lot of olive oil, but I don't know. Anyway, we'll keep beating it. Okay, I don't work with lard because I can't sell it here. We got a lot of vegans, and it grosses them out, so I can't work with lard at all. I've only made one other. As I was saying, I don't work with lard, and this thing is not tracing at all. So I'm going to blend it a little bit more. finally getting a little thicker. We're still not at trace, but it is a little thicker. For those of you that work with lard, please give me your comments and let me know if this is something that normally happens with lard, that it doesn't trace as quickly. Yeah, we're still not at trace, and I've been beating the dickens out of this thing. I know I got the right amounts. I was very careful. I'm working in grams because it is a smaller batch. So anyway, I'm going to keep beating it again. Okay, so I think we're finally at a light trace. So anyway, I'm going to follow ByrdiJean's microwave recipe. She puts it in for the first time at 50% for 4 minutes. So let me go ahead and do that, and then when that's over, I'll bring you back and we'll look at the soap. I'm hoping that since I'm going to cook it, oh wait a minute, I think it is, nope, there's no trace at all. Anyway, yes, there is very light trace, very, very, very light trace. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the microwave, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so I gave it almost 3 minutes at 50%, and I heard it popping. So let's take it out and let's look. Yeah, it got, I think it started to scorch. It got very hot. Okay, so now the recipe, so that was only 3 minutes that I gave it. She gives it 4 minutes. So now her directions are to put it for another 4 minutes at 20%. So let's do that. It is a lot thicker. Actually, it looks like it's ricing, even though there's no, maybe that's the, you know what that is? That's the cooked soap. So anyway, so let me give it a good stir. We'll put it in there for another 4 minutes at 20%, and we'll see what happens then. All right, so we'll bring you back then. Okay, so I gave it 3 minutes and 70 seconds because it looked like it was going to volcano. I've been watching it like a hawk. And I'm sorry I hadn't gotten my lights on the last couple of times. So see how it's very frothy? Very, very frothy. Okay, so let me go ahead and beat it down. It's definitely cooking. It's definitely cooking. Now, her directions at this point were to keep it out of the microwave. But I'm only like at the separation state. So I'm going to cook it for a little bit longer at 20. I'm going to, let me go ahead, and it is separating, so that's a good thing. That's what you want to see. So let me beat it a little bit more. Okay, she said this might happen, that it doesn't want to come together. It's at the separation state and it doesn't want to come together. She said that this is something that happens sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and keep stick blending it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it alone for a little bit and see what happens. I did beat a little bit more. Let me take the temperature actually and see what the temperature is. The temperature is 172. Okay, that's, yeah, that's about right. Let me go ahead and whisk it by hand and see what happens. Not whisk it, but blend it by hand and see what happens. I kind of don't want to zap test it yet. I'm a little scared. It's not exactly what I'm used to in a hot process soap. It still doesn't look completely cooked. Definitely does not have that Vaseline consistency. I did use full water on this, 38%, and that's normally what I do with my hot process. So you know what? I'm going to put it in the microwave for another 2 minutes and see what happens. Okay, we'll be back then. Okay, it's been another 2 minutes at 20%. So let's see, it did look like it was rising. Not volcano, but it did rise some. So let's see what it looks like now. All right, there is some oil separation. I don't know if you can see it. There is some oil separation. Not bad. And it definitely looks, oh yeah. This is, I think this is cooked. Actually, I think it's drying out. It's drying out. So I think this is it. I'm going to go ahead and cool it a little bit, and I'm going to put it in the mold. So let me just, this bowl really does retain a lot of heat. So I'm just going to let it cool a little bit. Oh well, why am I going to let it cool? Because the bowl's not going to get any cooler. So I'm going to just put it in the mold and see what happens. I mean, it does look like soap. It's not what my hot process looks like. And I make a lot of hot process, so I'm very familiar with that particular style of making soap. But I can tell that this is done. This is definitely done. I don't think I'll ever do this again. I don't like this method. It's not that I don't like it, I don't feel comfortable with it. Also too, if you're talking about larger batches, the way I normally make soap, I really can't do that with this. So let's see. Well, it is very fluid, and one thing I like about ByrdiJean's soap, which she makes, and it's very similar to mine, that even though it's hot process, you could still get a lot of fluid. The main thing is not to stir it a lot. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong in their hot process, is that they stir it too much. I keep mine covered, and I only stir it once or twice. All right, yeah, this definitely does look like it's done. It's got that Vaseline look to it. It was a very interesting experiment, but one that I might not be repeating. So I'm going to let this set up, and I will zap it once I'm not going to put that one in there. Once I take it out, unmold it, cut it, I am going to zap it. I'm not going to do a cutting video because it's be rather boring. There's nothing to see here. But I will post pictures of the finished soap. All right, so if you thought this was interesting and you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will be having some more videos soon. This is my off season. This is summer for us, and summer is just too hot and humid and buggy in South Florida to have any kind of fairs. This is a time where we stay indoors and we read books. This is my testing phase. This is when I try new products, new oils, new techniques, getting ready for the season. So I will have quite a number of videos coming up. So stay tuned. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you liked it, please subscribe. Thanks. Bye.